The spiritual realm has spoken, and the message coming from the altar of one of Nigeria's most prominent seers is sending shockwaves through the political and social landscape of the Southeast. We have spent weeks analyzing the legal battles, the court judgments, and the political maneuvers by governors like Alex Otti and Charles Soludo, but today we turn our eyes to the spiritual dimension. Primate Elijah Ayodele, the leader of INRI Evangelical Spiritual Church, has just released his 2025 prophecies, and he did not mince words when it came to the fate of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is not just a vague prediction, it is a specific, detailed roadmap of what lies ahead for Kanu, the IPOB movement, and the peace of the region. According to the primate, there is light at the end of the tunnel, but that light comes with shadows. The man of God has declared categorically that the Spirit of God says he will be released. That is the headline everyone wants to hear. It is the confirmation that the life sentence handed down by the Abuja court is not the final bus stop. However, before you start celebrating, you must listen to the second part of that sentence. He said the release will be on stringent conditions. This phrase, stringent conditions, is loaded with meaning. It suggests that when Kanu finally walks out of the Sokoto custodial center, it might not be the total freedom his supporters are marching for. It echoes the events of 2017, but perhaps even stricter. Are we looking at a scenario where he is barred from public speaking, restricted from traveling to the southeast, or perhaps even exiled? The prophecy paints a picture of a conditional liberty, a negotiated settlement that comes with heavy chains attached. It's a bittersweet revelation. Freedom, yes, but at a cost. What is even more fascinating is Primate Ayodele's insight into how this release will happen. For months, we have seen political pressure mounting. We have seen the Southeast Governors Forum meeting. We have seen traditional rulers visiting Aso Rock. And we have seen hashtags trending. But the primate says, I foresee it is not the level of pressure mounted by anybody that will help him out. It is going to be at God's own time. This is a profound statement. It suggests that the political lobbying, while visible, is not the key that unlocks the prison door. It implies that the release will happen when the divine timing aligns, possibly when we least expect it, and not necessarily because a governor begged the president. It takes the power out of the hands of the politicians and places it squarely in the hands of destiny. But this prophecy is not all about peace and release. There is a terrifying warning embedded in it that should make everyone in the Southeast sit up and pay attention. The cleric warned of a bloody confrontation. He specifically stated, I foresee some of their commanders will be arrested. They will engage in bloody confrontation with the government of Nigeria. This is a red alert for security in 2025. It predicts that while the leader might be heading toward a release, the foot soldiers are heading for war. The mention of commanders suggests a crackdown on the operational structure of the Eastern Security Network and other affiliate groups. If the government launches a manhunt for these commanders, and if the groups decide to fight back, we are looking at a year of heightened violence, gun battles, and civil unrest. It's a chilling forecast that contradicts the hope for immediate peace. And here's the part that touches on the ideology of the struggle. Many people in Abuja believe that if they can just get Nnamdi Kanu to sign a piece of paper, the agitation for Biafra will evaporate. They believe a deal can kill the dream. Primate Ayodele disagrees. He revealed, the Lord revealed to me that there is no agreement they can sign with him that will stop the IPOB movement. This is a powerful analysis of the situation. It means the movement has grown beyond just one man or one signature. Even if Kanu agrees to terms to secure his release, the spirit of the agitation, the desire for a separate country, remains alive. The primate noted that Kanu's aim is still to achieve the declaration and recognition of a separate country carved out of Nigeria. This tells us that any agreement signed will only be a temporary ceasefire, not an end to the ideology. The government might get a signature, but they won't get a surrender of the mind. Now, I know we're diving deep into these heavy spiritual matters, and we still have to talk about the scary health warning the primate gave. But before we get there, I want to ask you a favor. We are the channel that brings you the news without fear or favor, digging into every source to give you the full picture. If you appreciate this effort, please smash that like button right now. It helps YouTube show this video to more people who need to know the truth. And if you are not yet a subscriber, you are missing out. Click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, so you are the first to know when the next big update drops. We are tracking this prophecy as it unfolds, day by day. Back to the prophecy, there's a specific warning about Nnamdi Kanu's physical condition that aligns perfectly with the fears his family has been expressing. Primate Ayodele warned his health must be thoroughly watched. Remember, Kanu is currently in Sokoto, a region with a harsh climate that is very different from what he is used to. His lawyers have complained about his heart condition and potassium levels. For a prophet to specifically highlight his health in a 2025 prophecy means the danger is real. It's a call to the authorities to ensure that their protective custody doesn't turn into a morgue. If anything happens to him in custody, especially after such a warning, the bloody confrontation the primate foresaw could become a full-blown crisis. He also mentioned a face-off with police. This reinforces the prediction of clashes. It suggests that the streets will not be quiet. We might see protests, we might see raids, and we might see the police and IPOB supporters locking horns in a way that disrupts daily life. It's a call for vigilance for everyone living in the flashpoints of the Southeast. So, when you put it all together, what do we have? We have a promise of release but with strings attached. We have a dismissal of political ego. It's not the governors who will save him, but God. We have a warning of violence and arrests of commanders. And we have a confirmation that the Biafra ideology is bulletproof and cannot be signed away. It's a complex, multi-layered prophecy that gives hope to the family but anxiety to the streets. This prophecy challenges the federal government's current strategy. They seem to think that transferring Kanu to Sokoto and keeping him silent will break the movement. But if the spiritual reading is correct, the movement cannot be stopped by agreements or incarceration. It implies that the solution must be deeper than just a release. It must address the root causes. As we move further into 2025, we will be watching to see which of these words come to pass. Will we see the arrest of top commanders soon? Will the stringent conditions of his release be made public? And most importantly, will his health hold up until that God's own time? The spiritual has spoken, and now the physical must react. It's a waiting game, but one with very high stakes.